Hey, hi everyone. Welcome you all for this meeting and thanks for joining. We'll just give couple of minutes for people to join, otherwise we'll get started. Okay, we'll get started. I'll share my screen. Okay, my screen is visible. So let's get started. Uh, so once again, welcome everyone. So this meeting is for us to get a basic introduction about qRaptor and also a couple of questions we will take in terms of whatever we are talking in this discussion towards the end, right? Uh, a short introduction about myself. So I am Bala Vigneshwaran, and I am the founder of this Augment Apps. This is the company which we have started and built qRaptor as our flagship product to start with. Much more to come. I'll just give a brief about what is that we are trying to do, and then we'll straight get into the live view of qRaptor with couple of use cases. Okay. So now coming to qRaptor and Augment Apps. So what is that quick background towards it, right? So we started Augment Apps as our company. So this company mainly we started with an objective that we want to support or focus towards. We know that the whole world is shifting towards AI first organization where everybody wants to have AI in everything whatever they build. It's going more from AI first, AI driven, and also the AI focused organizations. That's what we are seeing most of the companies are going towards. So what we are trying to do is we want to support all the organizations to drive this journey and to help them go towards this journey, right? That's what was the more focus or the focus of our company was, with which we focused on two major areas. So if we want to have AI first organization, and in today's world it is also another term called agent native, right? That is AI agents, and how do we enable agent native applications for various purpose which we are going to have in our day-to-day activities. So this agent native was one of the key area we want to focus on to start with. So if we talk about agent native and AI first organization, what does it mean? We need to find a way to have AI plus human working together, right? That's going to be the whole focus where you will have AI and human working together. And that requires two areas. One is the area which is execution layer, how things are going to run, right? How you are going to actually have execution happening in that kind of a setup. The second part to that is the experience layer. Is something a lot of people are talking about. how this experience is gonna look like for the future, right? How the AI plus the human interface and how the future interfaces, future experience layer will look like. These are the two important broader area we want to focus on, and in which the first product is focusing on this area, the execution area, that is nothing but qRaptor, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. So qRaptor is our product, the flagship product we have built to actually build and orchestrate and also export agent native applications. So you should be able to do all these three within the single platform. That is what is qRaptor is for you, right? And then this is something we are working behind the scene, which will be announced very soon. Where is a product, advanced version of qRaptor coming for the experience layer. Okay, so today I'm focusing our discussion to qRaptor. So what is that qRaptor? We said it is going to enable anyone, any organizations or individual to build agent native application, orchestrate it. That means you can run using the same qRaptor and also export it and use it anywhere else in your own environment. So that's the three important key pillars which qRaptor enables. Now, when it comes to this, what is that one important thing we need to have is the engine. So this whole engine is built in a way that you have a data layer, which we call as data vault. So the data vault can have structured data or unstructured data, right? You can have unstructured data and structured data. Uh, so basically, this is by default supported. So we built the data vault layer. Now, on top of this data vault layer, the next important layer is the orchestration layer. Okay, this layer contains various aspects starting from your, there is a concept called super agents, which we will soon talk about. And then we have your execution environments, how agents can execute, how they can be executing in scheduled manner or in on trigger, right? Different ways of executing your agents, the execution layer. And finally, we also have a layer which talks about the observability of how this whole things will work. Now, on top of this, the very important layer is a governance layer. So the governance layer is another area we mainly focused on, in which I'll only touch upon three things. One is the RBAC, a very important thing. Even though you allow agents to do activities, whether it is human or agent, they are not supposed to, they are only supposed to do what they are supposed to do, right? Like how humans have a very specific given permissions in an environment, same way your agents also should have very specific set of permissions, role based control. So that should be available. Then we have something called audit. Anything and everything what happens inside the system should be completely auditable, where you should be able to view, take actions and everything. Any sensitive information should also be having with encryption. So we should have a proper encryption in such a way that you are able to have your data encrypted and stored, whichever is sensitive. Now, with all these things, how do you interface? So the interface, it can be a UI interface, or it can be an API interface, or it can be a schedule which is on a scheduled time which is able to do this interface. So different type of interface which can connect to this particular environment, this infrastructure what we have built, and have your agent native apps available and used by your users. Okay, so now I'll just introduce to couple of important terms before we move on to the platform. We already spoke about data vault, which has structured and unstructured data, right? Then we have something called, in the platform, we have something called apps, right? So each app is a container unit which can have its own agents. It can have UI, right? It can have its own super agent, which does the orchestration between multiple agents. And then it can have all these things as one single unit, right? Now, then we have something called site, which can have collection of apps, app 1, app 2, app 3. So collection of app together, which is available to your outside world. That's what we call as site, right? These are very two important areas. So inside this, like we discussed, we have agents, we have UI layer, and we also have super agent. Okay. So now with this as a context, let me quickly jump into the platform and show you people the couple of screens. How does that this look actually in the platform? And then we'll also discuss a little bit more with a couple of use cases. Screen share did not come still. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Now it is visible. Fine. So this is the platform. So first I'll show the area where people can build and view the applications. It's more of like a studio. So that's this portal.qRaptor.ai. You can see the first screen, what I'm showing is the apps. Like I explained, the apps are going to contain various agents, UI, and also the super agent as required for that particular application. We have different type of templates apps available by default. Like you want to build a chat bot or a voice bot or a WhatsApp bot, Teams bot, or a web application. So for these things, we already have pre-defined way of how it can be built. Web application is very generic. You can build any kind of web applications. It need not to be very restricted to any templates, right? Now, next one, again, subscriptions is a standard subscription management. You have user management, role management, different permissions for that particular user, for that particular role. And if you have a different subscription, which subscription you started with, which subscription you want to move, that is all available in subscription management. Then we have sites. So depending on the plan you have taken, there are two type of sites. One is the default site, which comes with the subscription ID like this. It will have its own subscription ID. That's what I will show here. So we will have a separate domain created, subdomain created and available. But depending on the subscription, we also allow a custom site where the user can customize the site name and use it as their name. And for enterprise, we allow them to white label the whole qRaptor.ai itself instead of you can have your own domain, right? Now, next is audit console. So here you can see live audit of every agents, every application, how what is happening, how the agents are responding, is there any errors, issues, everything will be available through this live audit. Then we have marketplace, which is coming soon. There is also a marketplace which is getting ready where you can have pre-built apps available from various people which can be downloaded and installed in your subscription. Then we have data vault. Like I said, unstructured data are there in the form of DMS. You can have documents and folders and files. Structured data are available in the form of tables. You can create your table, not just create table and columns. You can import in case if you want to have your some data needs to be imported, and you can also manage permissions, right? You can also manage who will have access to what table and also to what column in that particular table, which role is supposed to have access is defined through this. Next one is global configurations. There are some configurations we would like to keep it common across our app, right? Our subscription. So those kind of configurations you can build and use it. Like example, you want to bring in your own LLM model, or you want to connect to an IMAP server, or you want to connect to an SMTP, or you want to connect to a WhatsApp. All these configurations, whatever is required for that, will be available here. You can create and use it in your agents or your apps. So other common things, feedback, support, you can raise a support ticket here to get any support from the platform. Okay, so now getting into the agent. So whenever you create an app, so you can choose between any of this type. For the first four type, what you see on the top, these type come with their own super agent. Like let me create one chatbot here. So chatbot app one. So if you see, this comes with the agent section where you can create your agents, or a layout which comes with a pre-built UI which can be customized. You can customize the color scheme or the name of your bot or the name of how the whole view looks like. So you can customize all those things just using a customization capability available here. Next one is super agent, which is like a one which orchestrates the communication between the agents, right? Any message come, it passes through the super agent. It acts like an AI firewall. Only after crossing this, the communication can go to different agents. So starting with, if a person is trying to initiate a conversation, what should be the greeting message? If the person, if the none of the agents are able to answer the question, right? There is a possibility there are four agents are not able to answer the question. What should be the fallback message? And which model we want to use? We can use different models, whatever is available. How much of memory this super agent should hold for deciding to the routing and everything? Is there any guardrails we want to keep for the super agent which it should not answer? And what are the agents it has to connect to? So it's not mandatory that whatever agent you build under a particular app, only those agents that app should use. So it's just a container, but once you build an agent, other apps in the subscription can also use that agent. That's why when you see connect agent, you get to see all the apps and the agent which can be connected. And once you connect, you can also define, right, what should be the few shot which will decide that depending on this particular message, this agent should be the one to answer, and what are the capabilities that particular agent has. All these can be defined from this screen itself. Okay, then you can go ahead and publish your apps. So once you publish, it would be available in the sites. Now let me take one example app. Yeah. So if you see this app, so we have different agents which are created. Each of them have a different functionalities. So let me just quickly show ticket fetcher, right? So what does this agent do? So all it has is only one node inside this. So this agent builder has various nodes. Uh, I'll just quickly talk about AI agent section. You can custom do your own prompt. You can actually prompt and decide what you want to ask the agent. You can write your own prompt or use some standard prompt guides available here, right? So all these can be done, or there are also some agents which are pre-built, like EDA agent, RAG agent, the image validator. These are pre-built. What does this do? Like, let's take an example of EDA agent. What is EDA agent? It's basically explorative data analysis, right? So to this agent, you can tell what are the tables the agent has to look at. When I say what are the tables the agent has to look at, you might have created so many tables in your subscription. You can tell you need to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables. And in that also, how do you look at it, right? Whether you need to look at each column exact value or you want to do a similarity check, the complete how it has to look at that particular table and columns, you can decide. Maybe let me take an example here. I'll delete this and say customer ticket. So actually, I can add manually one by one, or I decide, okay, this also you generate from AI. So I just click on generate schema from AI. I can tell this particular EDA agent, look at this particular customer tickets, and these are the fields are available to you for looking at and for you to answer the questions, right? The second one is we can also design the few shots. Again, the few shots also you can generate from AI. It can generate few shots depending on the table and columns what you have selected. Or you decide that no, I explicitly want to tell for a particular question, this is how it should react. You can define that also, right? And finally, you can also give some custom instruction. Like example, sometime we want it should answer always based on the logged in user ID. So there are some system variables which captures the logged in user ID information, the runtime user ID information. You can use that and ground your prompt in such a way that it only answers to that particular uh, users related data without answering to any other users. So such kind of custom instructions also you can add here. That's it. So this is done. You just need to decide what LLM you want to use and what should be the memory limit which should be passed to this particular agent. That's all. Remaining, so typically what this kind of agent should do, whenever an user message comes, it should convert that user message into an SQL query, execute that SQL query, decide what should be the response, whether the response has to be in the form of text or in the form of table or in the form of a chart, which beautiful chart which it should show. All those analysis is done and generated by this one small block. All we have to do is only configure this and give it this information. Remaining all this logic is taken care by this one block. Similar way for RAG agent, you just need to configure whatever you need to do in terms of querying your vector store and loading it and identifying the document, displaying it. Everything will be taken care by that just one node, right? So like that, you have various nodes and various capabilities. Like let's take an MCP client. You can connect to any MCP server. And once you connect, you can select the tool, map the tools, and you will be able to use them. Yeah. So that is one. Now we have different agents here, different agents doing different type of functionalities. All of them are connected through this super agent. So if you see, the super agent has the connectivity to the ticket fetcher and the SOP fetcher and also the order lookup. Now this one will take care depending on the user question which agent should answer at the runtime. Okay. So while I'm just talking and showing this, let me show the output of this, right? So this is already published. If you see in the site, so we have selected that particular application, and then in a particular page, we have added it, and we have given permission to each of the page. Okay. So you can also configure the agent should be, if it has to be available to the external access. Like I have built an agent, I want it to be exposed as an API and I want to consume it from some other service. You can also use this export agent and select a particular agent which you want to expose and expose it to the outside world through APIs, right? And how to consume those APIs, you will be able to use the OAuth token based authentication. You will be able to consume that is also available here. Finally, you can publish the particular site and have it available. Now, this is already published. Let me go to a publish site. Okay, so this is the outcome, right? Output site, which is available. Your users can log in and use. But if you see, I only have access to one page, but then I have actually created 4 pages here. So that's what I was talking about. So by default, these are permission controlled. So you can decide which role should have permission for which pages, right? So in this case, we have only given permission to one page. That is the uh, bot which we have created, qSupport bot, and which has these agents, whatever we have created in the UI, which I just showed, right? Now let me ask a couple of questions to this. So let me first say fetch all customer tickets. Now, while what this will do, it will route to that appropriate agent for this fetch all customer tickets. It is supposed to go to that fetch agent, which is an EDA agent, which should get this data based on the query which I have given. Okay. So now whatever this is happening, you can see in your audit, like this is a support bot. You see the last question which I have asked, right? Fetch all customer tickets. So you can see for this particular thing, it has selected this agent. And in that agent, this is what is the execution and whatever is the input data which went and what is the output data. All this can be audited from this single audit screen itself. Okay. So you can also see this in live in case if something else is going on. So I got to see the output side. If you would have seen in the EDA agent, I have not done anything, right? I did not tell I want a table or I want a chart or I want different what type of information I want. I did not tell. So the EDA agent decided that for this question, what the user is asking, it makes sense for me to show it as a table. So that's what it is displaying here, right? Now, let me ask a next follow-up question. I'll say for a particular order ID, I want more details. So let's take order ID 1, right? So let's see if we have that here. Yeah. So this time it has actually used order agent, order lookup agent. So what is that order lookup agent has? I think order lookup agent has prompting LLM based on some condition. It uses select rows to get some data and again giving it to LLM and then giving that data back to the user. So this is what the prompt, this order lookup agent has done. Maybe we'll see it little more detailed, right? So let's go here, order lookup. Okay, so the prompt LLM has taken the message and it has asked the agent to respond in a particular format. And that format based on which there is some condition which was done, whether it is extracted or not. If so, then there is a select query which is written. Again, this kind of select queries you can write with the variables or the tables, whatever you have used. And you don't need to write this again. You can also use prompt to generate, which you can just tell that I want this and generate. It will generate the query by itself. Or you can use a UI mode if you are more comfortable with a UI mode to uh, so the UI mode can have selections like this, right? You can have tables, you can have conditions, all those can be done instead of writing a query. It's again depending on the user preference, whichever mode works, you can use that. So this is what this is doing. Now, if you can see the output has come, I got the order summary. Again, we can decide how formatted it has to be. In this case, we just return the data. So this is what it is. Now I can also ask, okay, this customer actually is saying something. They're saying that phone is not working and uh, what is that I should do? If I want to ask something related to this order, if I can have a way to resolve this particular issue. So then I can ask such kind of questions. So in this case, it needed to fetch the data and show it in the RAG, that is going to be the RAG query which is going to come, and the PDF has to document is available to see. So it has used this PDF document and responded for the question, right? So same way, if we go and see in our audit now, we could see that for the same chat, for the last question, this was fetch SOP which was used, right? Yeah, and the RAG agent is the one which was there in that particular agent. So if you can see this whole cycle, right, whatever we have done, the complete life cycle, we were able to have agents working together, super agent which is able to route between the agents, and also a very simple with predefined nodes and everything, we are able to get the full copilot kind of an app available for us, right? Now, this is one normal thing. Now, what is that additionally we also have? So now I said fetch all customers. It has actually fetched data from a customer table. Let's see if that table is present in data vault. Yeah, so there is a customer tickets. This is where it has used and fetched the data. Now, what if I say I want to remove the permissions from this particular table for the user? So like example, in this case, I have permission already given. Now let me remove all the permission, right? So I removed the permission and then I've saved. So now let me ask the same question, fetch all customer tickets. So ideally the same step should happen. Same agent should come into picture, same EDA agent. Let's see if it answers my question. Let's see the audit. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, I've only removed column permission. Let me remove the permission for the whole table also. Yeah. So now let me ask the same question. Yeah. So now if you see, I couldn't access the data you requested, it may not be available for you yet. So the same question, I just removed the permission for that particular user for that particular table. Now I cannot actually get the data whatever I want. So if you can see, I've not done anything else. I've not written any code or I've not done any changes into the agent's logic. All I'm doing is configuring whatever is required in the data vault, and all the agents are acting according to that. So that's what I talked about, building the whole orchestration engine, which has all these governance and permissions and audit, everything by default taken care. So all you need to do is build your logic. No need to worry about all these other aspects which are available. So that's in short. We have a lot of other capabilities. I would recommend you can go to our YouTube channel, which is qRaptor AI. Have a look at a couple of playlists which are available to have a view of how each of them are usable. right? And also there are a couple of more functionalities which are immediately coming out, which I could not show today. One is the integration pipeline I did not show, and also there's also white code for generating the UI. I think that was one feedback we got, that we have a drag and drop designer, but people are not very comfortable with drag and drop designer anymore. So we have also built a white code designer. I will have a next one more session to showcase those capabilities. So I'll take a pause here and see if there are any questions. We can take it up. Someone is raising the hand, but please post the questions in Q&A. That would be easy for us to answer the questions.
So thanks, Bala. Thanks for that detailed explanation and demo. There is a question in the chat box. I have a query regarding WhatsApp bot development on qRaptor. We are currently facing some challenges with qRaptor in building a WhatsApp bot. As part of the requirements, we need a business account, and we have also been advised to create a related copilot. However, the problem we are addressing relies heavily on WhatsApp's reach. Could you kindly guide us on how we should proceed further?
Okay, see, so we have created a super agent which can work with WhatsApp, and we have also pre-created a couple of notes and how you can send WhatsApp template message, how you can handle the responses from WhatsApp. So all those are pre-built and available within the platform. But having a WhatsApp account, that is completely out of our hand, because that is provided by WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has their own regulations and rules for someone to have an account which using which they can send messages or reply to the bot messages to some of the users. So that regulation we will not be able to overrule or override, right? So that's why for a couple of people who wanted to do such kind of solutions in the hackathon also, we have suggested to show it using Copilot, which has no dependency to the external tools. Uh, I know you wanted to see the output. What we are also doing for future such kind of scenarios is we are coming out with some simulator kind of an environment which can actually show you, at least in a simulated way, how the WhatsApp messages would look like. But today, this is the only option. Like, you can show the similar use case in Copilot, but WhatsApp for business account, you need to follow the standards and rules.
Yeah, thanks, Bala. People, please post your questions in the Q&A box. I think there's follow-up question related to WhatsApp integration itself. As Bala covered, we do have some videos and documentation which people can follow and get the details from there. Okay.
Okay.
So
Any
there's
other?
one more, so there's one more question. How do we work together as a team? Like, I want my work to be shown in my teammate's profile. How to link the work done in different sources? That's the next question.
Okay, so the subscription, whatever we are creating, it's like your tenant, right? You created a subscription. You can have multiple users below that particular subscription. Like example, I am the team admin, right? And I have two or three developers who want to work along with me for building couple of apps or couple of sites, couple of agents. So I can add multiple developers into the same subscription, right? So this is what today we are allowing. You can have different developers part of the same subscription and start collaborating and building multiple things parallelly. uh, I know there is one request which has come, feature request, that is we should also be able to export an agent and import it to different subscription between the subscription. Yes, we have taken the request, that is in progress. Soon we will be releasing the functionality.
Yeah, right, Bala. Suraj, I see you're raising your hand. You can post your question in the Q&A box. In the meantime, there's one more question. So that was a great webinar. So basically, this is an orchestrator app. Can you please clarify if it's an human orchestrator or an AI one?
Yeah. So basically, our objective is not to create a human orchestrator or an AI orchestrator. We want to have agent native apps within the platform. So which should have both capabilities for human to interface with the system and AI to do the orchestration behind the scenes. So that's what is this platform is. So you can have AI agents which are orchestrated in the platform, and we have various means where humans can interact with those agents and work along.
Right. Um, so there's one more question. So adding to this, we have configured a meta developer side for testing. I have configured a sample workflow, but it is not getting a response from the workflow. So can you give a sample demo for the same like sample workflow for WhatsApp? Again, it's related to
Maybe we
WhatsApp.
can have a specific session for that, but then currently if you see, maybe I'll just show just a second. Because everybody are asking questions in this direction. Yeah. So difficult for me to share the screen here. Once again. Yeah. So if you see this document in the website, this has a complete step-by-step process what we followed, and we have also built a use case and we have published it already in our website and also in a couple of places. You can see the complete set of steps what is followed and how it was followed also. And for after that, if you're still not able to do, maybe we can, I'll plan a separate session where people can show one full life cycle of a WhatsApp bot. So this documentation has one full app creation steps available.
Yeah. So then there's a next question from Gauri Sikun. For phase two submission, is a LinkedIn post required? Is it mandatory?
Okay. So yes, it is mandatory. The reason being we are also looking at couple of award categories which can have how much of the attention your particular use case is getting. And also it is also going to be a kind of what do you call a campaign for your use case also, right? So that you are able to do such kind of use case with platform. That's a good forum for us to showcase that you are able to build such kind of solution. So yes, it is mandatory.
So it's gonna be a good opportunity for all of you to get recognized on different platforms. So please take it sportive and go ahead and submit things and post on LinkedIn. Yeah, so the next question. As of now, agents are fetching the data from platform tables data to analyze. Same things can be fetched from external data source too.
Yes, that's exactly what I talked about, the integration pipeline. So currently also you can do it. currently also you can do it in a scheduled manner. Like say example, you have agent nodes like Google Sheet Reader or a Get API and MCP node. You have different nodes and a scheduler which is available on the agent, which can fetch this data from various sources and analyze and give you the output, right? But we also have a separate functionality called integration pipeline. I'll show you people in couple of days that how you can actually live sync this data into the platform. So that's another functionality which is available.
Yep. So there's one more question, Bala. So can you please explain us how to set up RAG agent? So they want to get into the
Broad
details of the
question.
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a broad question. Maybe if you can ask a question which is very explicit, what is that you are looking for, then we can discuss that in this call. Otherwise, you make a request in the this one, right? Discord channel. We will have a separate call with you to explain.
Yeah, I hope that helps. So there's one more question, Bala. Draggable notes are applicable for the purposes like a legal agent, which is a chat-based agent. NAT guides you on laws. Can also upload docs for more explanation for the user problem. Can we attach an external code editor for developing UI for the web app?
Yes. So we heard this. This was a initial feedback the moment we launched it. So we are giving it maximum in 1 or 2 days. You should see that in your editor where you will have a, web editor to edit your applications. You can write your own. We are starting with view based code editor, and we are also enabling a wipe code where you can prompt and generate those code also automatically. So it would be available in a day or two maximum in your subscription.
Yeah, I hope that helps Ayush. Team, any other questions? If not, here we are still available on our Discord community. You guys can still post your questions there, and we will be swift to answer those questions as well. Yeah, I guess we are good, Bala, for now.
I think one question about password. I don't remember setting a password.
Yeah,
Okay. So I think if you are there's a forget password option available, but I think people have purposefully not enabled that for hackathon subscriptions. So what you can do is reach out to the team on Discord. They will help you to reset it and give it to you.
yeah. So, Bala, we are good to close the call if
Yes.
we have. Yeah. So,
That
thanks
thanks.
everyone. Thanks for joining. I think we did see some good ideas boiling. We wish to see them coming to life. Yeah, thanks for joining. Over to you, Bala. Yeah.
No, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for spending this time. We'll have further more sessions, detailed sessions. I think some of you very explicitly asked about WhatsApp. I hear you. We will explicitly have one session for building a WhatsApp agent and demonstrating how it can be deployed and shown also. And a couple of more sessions on the vibe code things also. And specifically for hackathon participants, I know the participants might be of hackathon plus non-hackathon. There's also a couple of requests which we received on extending the timeline for the hackathon submission, the final submission. And the reasons also regarding this UI and everything we are not able to build. So we hear you. We are planning to extend it till 27th. We'll not be able to do further than that because the jury members also need time to finalize and come out with the final submission results. And we have the event planned in hybrid mode, like I explained in last call. So it's going to happen in IISc campus in Bangalore and also on LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live. Both are being planned. So the event date is fixed, which is 5th. So we cannot have further delays. So the maximum extension we are planning is till 27th of September. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Have a good night for people in India. Thanks.